Hello, I am Nimja, and this is Nimja Live, October 2018, with the theme Underground Lake. Hello everyone, good evening. I hope everyone is well. And no surprises today. Well, nothing big anyway. First, I'd like to thank my patrons and donators for their continued support because it's still amazing. It's growing every month and it impresses me over and over again. For those of you in the chat, I of course will not be able to chat back, but we will go through a Q&A later after the trance. During the trance, I'd like you to stay quiet, please. Let other people enjoy it and try not to distract them. Now, for real life stuff, I will be in Wales in the middle of November. You can see details on that on hypno.nimja.com/live. And you can, of course, download the MP3 of this event as well there. Now, also, I apologize. Also, for those of you unaware, for the patrons of $10 and up, there is a Nimja Live Light event every 2 months. The next one will be in 2 weeks, and the voting will go up after this event. But only silver and gold members can join or vote for that event. Now let us see. And I apologize for those of you in time zones where it's not ideal, but I've done my best to arrange it so that almost anyone all around the world can join. Now, for those of you who might be new to the stream, the process is quite simple. First, we will discuss the theme. You'll also be able to give some input on what we will do. Then, we will do the trance itself. And after the trance, there will be a Q&A session where you can ask me anything you want. Of course, I may not answer everything you ask. And for those of you curious what time it is here, it is 10 p.m. or 2200 hours. Now, for the theme, Underground Lake. It's a very mysterious theme. It fits a bit with the month, but it's not going to be scary. And no, I'm not in France, I'm in the Netherlands. And the lake will be filled with water. And no, there will be no dragon. Magma. Maybe the water is like a natural hot spring. exploring. Actually, I quite like that idea of magical water. And I'm sure that there will be one or two of you enjoying it every time that I say water. And drips, echoes. This is a gentle file. And no, I apologize, it will not be brainwashing fluid. And drips, echoes, and ripples. Healing flora and fauna. Maybe the lake is like a hidden, not treasure, but like well, a hidden treasure of nature. Mermaid or merman? I actually did a mermaid file quite a while ago. A reef. And it's not a forest lake. It's a underground lake. And no, no tentacle creatures. This is a gentle file. Maybe, ooh, that is a good word, bioluminous. Etchings in the walls. And for anyone suggesting copyrighted characters, no. Well, if it's an underground lake, it cannot be salt. It will, like, an underground lake would be filled naturally, so it would always be fresh water. Also, I saw etchings on the wall. Maybe I can do something with that. And of course, stalagmites and stalactites. Just keep asking questions, so I'll keep saying water. And no, I don't think we'll see the sky from an underground lake. It kind of defeats the purpose of it being underground, I guess. Yes, there could theoretically be mineral deposits. Hmm. I'm not sure about a countdown, but I'm sure there will be lots of deepeners. Now, bioluminescence has been mentioned. There we go. And yes, this will be, well, it'll be a fantasy in the sense that we will be on an adventure. I don't know about the magical things here yet. All right, I think I have enough suggestions. I'm not sure yet about the animals. We will see. Now, I'd like to ask people to stay calm and quiet during the trance. Please understand that other people might feel that they are distracted by what you're doing. Let me see here. There we go. All right. Now, I'd like you to get ready. So try to get comfy. Make sure that you have a nice place to sit or lay down. And, if possible, use headphones. And of course, you can hide the chat or make the video full screen. And no, I don't think I can disable the chats for a temporary time. We'll have to see. All right, is everyone ready? Very good. Glad to see that almost everyone is quite ready. All right then. And if you have any questions, wait with them until after the trance. All right. Let's begin. Hello, I am Nimja, and this is Nimja Live Underground Lake. In this file, we are going on an adventure into a deep, mysterious cavern system, and who knows where we'll end up. I'm sure it's not that difficult to imagine yourself walking in a forest, just enjoying yourself on a walk that you may have done many times before. But this time, you chose a different route. For some reason, you felt the need to deviate from the well-known path. And just like that, you found out about a cave. Now, the interesting thing is that you were quite sure that there were no caves in this forest, but somehow there is something there. You can see the opening almost inviting you in. There's moss around, and the trees have made way for you to easily walk inside should you choose to. And for some reason, you think that it'll be a good idea to do so. You could always choose to turn around if you want to. It's that easy. See, the first steps into the cave are quite easy. The side of the cave seems a bit damp. It reflects the sunlight from the outside quite deep, and you can see very far into the tunnel. It's spacious and quite interesting. So far, there doesn't seem to be any problem going deeper step by step, just slowly exploring how deep this can go. It's very, very quiet inside the cave. You can still hear the rustling on the leaves very far outside, but here all that you notice are your own footsteps. For some reason, this causes you to walk more quietly, to breathe carefully as to not make any noise. It's kind of nice to feel the quiet outside of you stretch out so far that the deeper you go into there, the further you explore the cave, the more quiet you become. Now the light of the sun cannot reach in here indefinitely. Some cracks in the ceiling way back still provided some light, but down here, it's getting difficult. It's getting quite hard to see anything. So you look around. You're hoping that something may help you. You're hoping to find something that will help you explore this curious cavern that stretches out much deeper than you thought. It feels quite easy to be here. It's as if there's no pressure to go forwards or back, and it allows you to feel comfortable regardless. You notice something shiny laying on the floor a little bit deeper, so reflective in fact that it almost appears to give off light. And as you get closer, the light appears to change color ever so slightly, as if you're looking at a piece of a rainbow, just the edge of a rainbow, just shimmering in front of you, reflecting in different hues and colors, shades close to white. And it's just an almost spherical crystal, worn down smoothly, who knows why and when. You turn it around in your hand and it seems to reflect light from the inside in all kinds of colors, all kinds of shades. And as you move it around, those lights seem to flow across the ceiling and walls. As you focus on the crystal in your hand, you get distracted momentarily, feeling yourself fall into a warm, glowy focus, until you blink and look deeper into the cave again. You focus yourself on reaching all the way deep. You're not quite sure why, but something inside calls you, as if you're supposed to be there. Every step you take echoes ever so softly off the walls. It's like you are the only sound in this whole place. You are the only thing that moves deeper, further into the wonderful state that you want to explore. Step by step, you reach into the deepest parts of this idea. This warm feeling spreading around your mind and body, letting every step drifty, guiding you further and further until you're unconscious. Mind helps you to find the right way. A split in the tunnels, and you choose without even thinking, moving further deeper. And slowly the walls appear to change. Rather than them being completely bare with the light shimmer of crystal or something else in the walls, you start to see, here and there, just the tiniest patch of green, dark moss. The smell changes as well. Where before it was almost without any specific scent, with maybe the slightest hint of metal. And now you start to sense a mossy, husky smell. And you notice yourself easily following that scent. Another split and you take another choice. A different path than you might have chosen if fully awake. But the shimmering crystal in your hand appears to know the way. You go deeper and deeper, and step by step, you end up somewhere new. For a moment you stop. The echo changed with your previous step. Rather than being reflected back at you in front, even though you cannot see it yet, there must be a really, really big cavern. You continue slowly, holding the glowing crystal in your hand next to you so you can see, and your eyes focus. They focus on the distance, noticing a shimmering, subtle, very tiny. As you look at the shimmering, you notice it changing, and suddenly it seems to drop all the way down from the ceiling, far away, and you hear the sound of one single drop. It is so soft you almost don't notice it, but your ears have gotten used to the silence. And then, as you approach, you notice that you've found an enormous underground lake. Initially, you thought that there was no light here, but you start to notice that around the lake there are all these glowing plants and mushrooms. A beautiful, soft blue glow surrounds the lake. And now that your eyes are getting more and more used to it, you feel a strong compulsion to throw the crystal as far as you can. You draw back and try your hardest as you throw, looking at the light going further and further away into the distance and waiting until it reaches the surface of the water, and with an intense, almost softly deafening splash, it enters the surface. It breaks and flows, ripples moving all around. Your eyes keep focused on the lights sinking deeper and deeper into the water. The ripples seem to beckon you closer. As you look around, all the plants you see look healthy. They look happy. In this hidden place, untouched. Where you walk there is sand, but there are no other footsteps. You think you see the tracks of animals, but it's not quite light enough to be sure. Nothing large. Anyway, the air here is pleasantly cool, and yet not cold. As you bend down and touch the surface of the lake, you notice that the water itself now appears to give off light. The crystal must have sunk very far down because you can no longer make it out. but the whole lake glows in soft, shimmering rainbow colors. And the more you look at it, the more it glows. As you touch the water, it doesn't even feel cold. Maybe lukewarm, sort of soft. While it is undoubtedly water, it feels special. When you raise your hand, some drops left on your fingertips, you notice them glow as well, spreading out the fluid until it is so thin that the light seems to disappear into your skin. Almost immediately you feel your hand becoming maybe warm. It's a pleasant feeling. It feels relaxed. It feels good. Almost as if your hand has had the best rest it's had for a very long time. And without thinking, you start to walk into the lake. Every step, the soft sand crunching beneath your feet, slightly rougher than what you've used. Slightly rougher than what you've seen before. Step by step, you allow yourself to move deeper to the center of the lake. The water reaches your ankles, your knees. It doesn't feel cold at all, and your body feels happy to welcome it. Your hips, stomach, chest, and you lean forward to start swimming. You somehow know that you want to be at the center of this lake. You look at the ceiling and marvel at the many stalactites hanging there, softly shimmering in the bioluminescent light around you. There's one bigger than all the others. It reaches down so far that from a distance you almost thought it touched the surface. But from down here, it's still a ways away. As you look up, you see another drop forming. Your sense of time has completely faded away. You know that you want to wait until that drop drops deep and falls all the way down on top of you. You stay underneath looking up, expectantly waiting until the whole drop has formed. And while holding your breath in the final seconds, it lets go, and almost in slow motion, you feel it falling. And as it hits your skin, it's cool and fresh, and suddenly there is light in your mind. You feel your whole thoughts just resting deeply, flowing into fantasy, mixing with the world. You are no longer in the lake, but you are the lake. your sense of touch stretches out to the surface and the depths. You feel the crystal ball laying at the bottom. You can feel all the plants, the moss, the mushrooms feeding off you. You can even sense the sensation of all the water gathering from cracks and crevices in the ceiling and around you, all to feed you. It must have taken hundreds, if not thousands of years to form this. And while you are there, you have a sense of the scale. Time has faded away into nothingness. Seconds are unimportant. Hours and years melt away. You have no idea how long you've been resting there. All you know is that when you finally come to your senses, the drop on your forehead hasn't even dried yet. You turn around and swim back to the shore. For a moment, you notice something beneath you. And as you get closer to the shore, you look down to the rock that holds this lake. There are etchings in there. People have been here before, but the design looks old, very, very, very old. It's hard to make out what it even is, and you don't really need to know. You instinctually know that others have revered this lake as you do now. They came here to be cleansed, and you feel completely clean of anything that was holding you back. You feel completely free to do and learn what you want to do. You feel deeply, inside and out, cleansed. Even though you've left the glowing rock at the bottom, you slowly, gently walk. You start to notice that there are subtle lights here and there, pieces of moth, perhaps something like algae on the ceiling, and glowing crystals in the wall, but they were much softer than what you used to get here. In a moment, as I count up from 1 to 10, you'll come all the way back, holding the memory dear and feeling the empowerment that you have gained. 1, 2, slowly waking. 3, 4, more aware. 5, 6, almost there. 7, 8, almost awake, and 9, 10, wake, and welcome back. And I hope everyone enjoyed that. And I hope it wasn't just relaxing, but also very, very refreshing for your mind. And yes, the recording will be up on hypno.nimja.com. Probably about an hour after the live. All right. So let me move this aside ever so slightly. And then we can start the Q&A. I don't know, asked, where did you get that crystal ball? What crystal ball? It was given to me as a birthday present. Liz Oreos asks, have you been tempted to change the signature spiral at all? Interesting question. Yes, but I'm quite happy with it for now. Sarah asks, what was the hardest induction for you to try on an in-person subject? I don't have an easy answer. Oh, any questions about upcoming files I am not going to answer. So there will be at some point transformation or little files or things like that, but you'll just have to wait and see. Sonic Brian asks, what is your favorite Pokemon? Shouldn't it be who? Also, meow. Rebecca Murphy asks, how has life been treating you since laser eye surgery? Quite well. Miss Boo Boo asks, do you have any plans on making any more anxiety files? Well, I will make more files, yes. Darian asks, what was your worst subject in school? French, but it had more to do with the teacher than the subject. After French, it was probably geography, and that had more to do with that I don't like remembering facts for the sake of facts, which is kind of contradictory, because I quite enjoy knowing a lot of stupid things. Nathan asks, are we able to give suggestions for hypnosis? Yes, if you go to hypno.nimja.com/contact, there is a option to choose suggestion. Rebecca Murphy asks, can we voice a demand for more bedtime story files? Sure. You can always voice a demand. Gerard asks, you post a lot of videos about Daddy Dom Little Girl. Are you a Daddy Dom? And etc. You may have noticed that I've made over 460 files. I have a lot of files on everything, almost, including, but not limited to, quite a lot of naughty stuff. Cheyenne asks, have you watched What Happens to Monday or The Seven Sisters? No, I have not. Nathan asks, do you make files for people with ADHD or ADD? I do. Actually, a lot of my files do work for you as long as you choose the right files. Conversational induction is a very good one, as is the recursive induction. Arian asks, do you practice hypnotherapy in real life? No, I am a full-time programmer. Darian asks, what videos are you going to post on Halloween? It doesn't matter what videos I am going to post, I will not tell you in advance. Miss Boo Boo asks, what's your favorite color? And as usual, I will answer, the clear blue of a winter sky, because it's a very nice color. Kevin asks, do you know Het Lichaam van Koppens? No, I don't. Erica asks, any advice for someone who is an utter newbie exploring BDSM? Read up on risks, mostly to inform you. Also, you might want to read up on things like consent as well. Blueberry asks, have you hypnotized an animal? Well, sort of, but it's not really the same. Ava asks, what was the weirdest place or situation where you hypnotized someone? At a club with a lot of loud music. Cyflo Mike Fangirl asks, did you know that Fiona Clearwater and Ultra Hypnosis are married to each other? That is for them. If they are, then I'm very happy for them. Dylan Johns asks, did you study computer science at school? Yes. Now, several people are wondering, how do you hypnotize an animal? Using pacing and leading, and also some people do this where they interact with an animal in a way to help it calm down or follow their instructions. Erica asks, will you be seeing the upcoming Queen movie when it comes out in theaters? The Bohemian Rhapsody movie? I don't know. Like, I may see it. I don't know if I'll see it in cinema. Miss Boo Boo asks, have you ever accidentally hypnotized yourself by accident? No. I don't know asks, is the background color of your live event your favorite color? No, it's sort of a simple like shade from white to yellow and blue. Misty Bia asks, what can you tell a new person to Daddy Dom Little Girl? That is a... Yeah, I don't know how to answer that, actually. Someone asks, what was your first video on hypnosis? My first file is sleep relaxation. Dylan asks, do you remember the first person you hypnotized? Yes, I do. Becca Rose asks, can we call you Daddy or is it just Sir? Any other title than Sir has to be earned. Darian asks, do you believe that we are not alone in the world? No, the world has a lot of different species. Also, if you're talking about intelligent life, we also have other intelligent life. And if you're talking about intelligent life outside of Earth, that wouldn't be in the world, that would be in the universe. And Nova Shadowfeather asks, ever been to any nerdy conventions? Yes, I've been to Comic-Con in the Netherlands in Utrecht. Was it in Utrecht or was it in Amsterdam? Actually, it might have been in Amsterdam. Blueberry asks, what do you do in your free time other than work? Gaming, movies. I finished watching Disenchantment. It was quite enjoyable. Clever Nickname asks, since I've started wearing contacts, I find that I push up my glasses even though I don't have any. Have you found doing the same thing? Yes, although not really push up as much as adjust. Like I tended to do this to adjust my glasses. Any question about what the most difficult file is still the recursive induction, I think, although total conditioning was also really hard to prepare. As far as the most difficult thing that I've done, the week sleep file series were quite a challenge to prepare, actually. Erica asks, will you say chocolate? Jared asks, is it odd that I've seen all your videos? I don't know. Rachel asks, in the recording, did we get in the water with clothes on? That is up to you. Dylan asks, do you like Rick and Morty? Yes, you can blame a certain person for this. Actually, I quite enjoyed once I got into it, and I'm looking forward to the next season. Arian asks, were you ever nervous in producing and posting age-restricted files? That's a very interesting question, actually. Yes, not so much. Well, so I don't have a problem with sexuality or BDSM. My major concerns are the safety of people and any damage that I may be doing to someone. Rachel asks, what's the best thing to do in the Netherlands? I don't know. Cheese. Like, the Netherlands doesn't have anything particularly different to do than most European countries. Natalie asks, are you married? I'm sorry, I'm not going to give off that much information about my private life. Cyflo Mike Vanger asks, are you a shapeshifter? Probably not. Nova asks, do you like or have you programmed in Java? I have. I don't like it that much. I'm sorry. Gerald asks, what video games have you completed? Oh, only like 36 on PC and quite a lot more on... Well, it depends on what you see as completed. If you talk about all achievements, it's quite a lot. But just getting all the way to the end boss and beating the story, probably over 200 games. Darren asks, have you ever met internet friends? And if you have, how long did you last together? It varies. I've had friendships lasting for years and still. Erica asks, I'm learning Dutch. Can you recommend any Dutch children's TV shows that can help me learn? Why? Why are you learning Dutch? Almost nobody speaks it. There's like a few people in the world that speak it. As for children's shows, Sesame Street, there's a Dutch version as well, of course. And I don't know. Alfred F. Jones asks, what is the first coding language that you learned? Quick Basic. Oh, actually, no, that is not true. The first language I learned was on a ZX Spectrum, like small computer. It was a basic variant. Nicole asks, what is a hypnosis file that you'll never do? That's very easy. I will never do anything that will do lasting harm to someone or anything that propagates hate. So, for example, I will do a file to change your sexuality or like women, but I would never make a file to hate women or men or insert gender of choice. Christarina asks, how many of the games you own have you actually played? More than 2/3. Ooh, interesting question. Sonic Brian asks, if you could make a hypno file without worrying about copyright, what file would you do? Maybe Sherlock Holmes. Blueberry Balls asks, can anyone learn hypnosis? Is it a natural talent? That's two very different questions. It's like playing the guitar. Anyone can learn to play the guitar. Composing music, most people can learn. But making a good song, like, not everyone has the same forms of creativity. Doing hypnosis very well isn't just doing hypnosis, it's also storytelling and improvisation. Rachel asks, if you were the last person on Earth, what's the first thing that you would do? Realistically, suicide. If you're the last person on Earth, there is nothing. Like, you will likely die of hunger, thirst, or whatever, because I am not well equipped to survive completely off the land. I do not have the training. Maybe I'll attempt to find a library and hopefully the books aren't burned down or whatever. But yeah, if you're the last person on Earth, that sucks. Also, you would like go crazy of not being able to talk to anyone or show anything. And let's just hope it's not one of those dystopian futures where all the animals in the zoos broke out and got wild and started hunting people for sport. Anyway, Nicole asks, can somnambulism be learned without natural talent? To a point. You can learn to go much deeper into trance, and almost everyone can reach a somnambulistic state. It just takes some effort. I don't know asks, have you ever played bullet hell games? Yes. Not my favorite genre, but some of them are really good. I have played... Oh, why can't I remember right now? The most famous, like, old bullet hell game where you switch colors. You switch between dark and light. Anyway, I've played a lot of bullet hell games. I'm not that great. Erica asks, do you ever listen to classical music? Rarely. It's not my go-to music for most things. Well, so if I'm the last person on Earth, but there's robots taking care of me, or at least taking care of my food, and like they're intelligent enough to talk to me, that might be interesting. But if they're intelligent, it's very likely that they're way, way more intelligent than I am, which means that I would just be boring to them, and I might not even understand most of what they're saying. Look up artificial superintelligence and the tale of Turing. Sarah Puppy asks, what is your favorite puzzle game? Portal. Anyone who thinks... Actually, while I really like Portal, I don't know if Superhot would be considered a puzzle game, because it's more of a strategy game. But it is one of the more interesting dynamics that I've seen in gaming in quite a while. Oh, for those curious, somnambulism or somnambulistic state is a very deep hypnosis state. Christarina asks, what is the game that you're currently playing on the Switch? Nothing. Kirby was way too easy. I finished it. Now I'm just waiting for Yoshi. Darian asks, have you ever read manga? Yes, I've actually read quite a bit. The last thing I read is something that you shouldn't read. Berserk. It is very, very dark. Erica asks, since you like both Star Trek and Star Wars, would you consider yourself bi-stellar? Yeah, cute. Nicole asks, have you ever had to deal with a hypnotic ab reaction, and would you consider it common? I would say that ab reactions aren't common. I don't see them in every person I deal with. However, I have seen them quite a bit because I do a lot of hypnosis. And yeah, you deal with it as the situation provides. Someone asks, I cannot find any books written by you. Could you please give me the name of a book? I haven't written any published books. Gerard asks, do you own an NES or an NES? Yes, I have one in a box somewhere. Dylan asks, how does one become a silver or gold patron? Well, you go to patreon.com/Nimja. If I am correct. Yes, I am correct. And you can read the rest there. Sebastian is saying, I'm reading Mindplay. It's a good, insightful read. I know there are online resources, etc. Though, what book would you recommend for erotic hypnosis and beyond? I would recommend most people to first read about hypnosis itself before you go into erotic hypnosis. HP asks, have you ever played Plants vs. Zombies? Yes, I have. To my shame, I never did the effort of making it to the end. I know that there's a very cute song at the end. Erica asks, what advice would you give someone with a trauma history that's interested in BDSM? Find someone that takes the time with you, that listens to you and respects your limits. That's the best advice I can give. And learn to trust yourself. Learn to trust your own judgment. If you don't feel safe, speak out. Speak up. And if you're not listened to, leave. Alfred asks, what's your favorite NES game? Super Mario Bros. 3. And yeah, it's good advice for BDSM in general. People with a trauma history, they like anything with intimacy. You just have to be slightly more careful. But you can still do it. Becca Rose asks, what is your favorite thing about BDSM? I don't think that's suitable for YouTube. But in my case, I like directing a situation, controlling the flow where the end result is deeply pleasurable for everyone involved. Sherlock Zoe asks, any advice for people that feel suicidal? find a therapist. Find someone to talk to that knows what they're doing and that can help you. And also remember, not every person fits with you. You might not find a therapist the first time that clicks with you. You might want to find another one. Nova asks, have you played the new World of Warcraft expansion? No, I've stopped World of Warcraft quite a while ago and I refuse to continue playing it. Alfred Jones asks, would you prefer to be a vampire or a werewolf? It depends a bit on the universe that you go by. In Underworld, for example, the werewolves are way better than the vampires. And in most cases, werewolves are better, except for a few. In Vampire the Masquerade, being a werewolf means having no control. Gerard asks, what is your favorite TV show? Sherlock. I'm sighing because, it's annoyingly good. And it's so annoying to have seen it and know that there's very few TV shows that challenge you as much. I am looking forward to the new season of Castlevania and Rick and Morty. Erica asks, would you ever do another Reddit AMA? Yes. Lane asks, do you like to attach triggers to objects? If so, share. I have, sometimes, not too often. Cyflo Mike asks, have you played Animal Crossing? Very long ago. HP asks, could you please sing Still Alive or Want You Gone? Well, both of them are copyrighted material by the awesome person Jonathan Coulton. So look him up. And look up the performance that he did in Amsterdam. Becca Rose asks, who's your favorite singer? I don't really know if I have a favorite. I do know that Freddie Mercury is one that I respect immensely. Ooh, Jezebel asks, would you want to be immortal if you could pick one other person to join you in immortality? I wonder if that's a recipe for disaster or success. Darian asks, what do you prefer, anime or cartoon? Those are the same thing. Unless you mean Japanese cartoons and American cartoons or European cartoons or there are cartoons or animation from all over the world. There exists much more than just US and Japan. Nicole asks, how would you do with an insatiable subject? Well, if they're trying to, take time from me, I would let them know that I have limited time. And I'm assuming you're talking about insatiability when it comes to trans, not other forms. Liz Orios asks, what is my opinion on teaching mindfulness in secondary schools? Well, why not? I think it's helpful. Miss Boo Boo asks, what made you do hypnosis files? Actually, the same reason that I started writing erotic stories long ago. Because I got annoyed with what was there. I felt I could do better. So then I was like, well, put your money where your mouth is. Erica asks, will you say a tongue twister? Moses supposes his toes aren't roses, but Moses supposes erroneously. Moses he knows his toes aren't roses, but Moses supposes his toes to be. I would actually have to look up this quote. Let's see if I can do the whole one. No, it's still copyrighted, so let's not. Have I played any of the Destiny games? No. Kevin asks, will you watch the new Doctor Who season? Maybe eventually. Jared asks, how much money do you make of YouTube? Nothing. I have no ads enabled on my channel because I think it would be disgraceful to have advertisements mixed with hypnosis. Also, it would be incredibly disjointing to hear yourself, like, feel all relaxed and warm, nice music, and then suddenly, blah, 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 buy this. So no. It's also a similar reason why I don't ask to like, share, and subscribe at the end of my videos. It doesn't fit with the subject. Lane asks, what is your best advice for keeping BDSM relationships fresh and exciting? Regular showers. Ooh, a Dutch tongue twister. Liesje leerde Lotje lopen langs de lange lindenlaan. De dikke directeur duwde de dame die de doos droeg de 3-dubbele draaideur door. Parterre trap, hotten tot een soldatententen tentoonstellingstenten. Sarah asks, would you prefer a multiplayer RPG or a single-player RPG? So, when it comes to role-playing games, there is a very big problem with multiplayer RPGs. You are not the hero. You are a hero. One of millions. In World of Warcraft, for example, there's nothing that you can do on your own. Like, all the quests that you do on your own are inconsequential because they reset and the next person does them as well. Things that make Skyrim or The Witcher awesome is that you are the hero. Your things matter. Your actions matter. Your choices matter. When you help someone, like, it changes the world. Alfred F. Jones asks, do you get any revenue from traffic on the site or is it exclusively from Patreon? All my revenue is from donations and Patreon. Jared asks, what is your favorite Disney movie? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what my favorite is. Christina asks, have you ever played any of the Dragon Age games? I played 1 and 2, but I didn't complete them. I don't know. They're quite nice, but for some reason I couldn't entirely get into them. Nicole asks, what are some dead giveaways of an unsafe or unhealthy hypnosis file or tactic? It's very hard to give all the giveaway. Like, they're not always clear signs, but very sketchy descriptions, and especially if it's with a person not discussing anything beforehand. Like, always try to discuss limits and wants and needs, things like that. Jacobia asks, are you aware that you're on the app Akinator? Well, I mean, people can fill in what they want on there, so it was only a matter of time, I guess. Becca Rose asks, snake voice? Philosopher asks, did you ever think you'd be a worldwidely known tist? No. I still don't really think that I am. I mean, I'm well known within a very, like, small niche place. Alfred F. Jones asks, have you played any Mario games to completion? Yes. every Mario game I've owned, I've not only played to completion, I've played like to 120 stars in Mario 64, all the worlds and all the Luigi worlds in Galaxy 1 and 2. The only thing I haven't done yet is in Odyssey. I haven't gone through the effort of all the moons because there's several moons that I don't even want to do, like the jump rope or the volleyball. Christina asks, what's your favorite Mario game? I want to say Odyssey. Like, I really, really liked Odyssey. I think, like, I don't know. 64 is really good, but Mario Sunshine was actually quite nice. The whole new dynamics worked really well. Super Mario Galaxy was also really good, but I don't know. I don't know if I have an ultimate favorite one. Jess asks, Weißen Sie deutsche Worten? Worden? But yes, I know some German words. Irene asks, Dumbledore or Gandalf? Gandalf is with an A. Gandalf. And why do I have to choose? You fools. Erica asks, Dragon voice, please. Jin asks, can you do hypnosis live? Yes, I did earlier. You're a bit late for that now. About an hour. Verta. Of course. Nicole asks, how would you recommend training to go into deeper states of trance? There is hypno.nimja.com/help. Cyphlomike asks, do you ever think you'll get to 1 million subscribers? I have no idea. If I get to 1 million, I don't know. It would be very weird. Like, in my head, I'm still just a nerd. Like, I am a guy that plays computer games, and I'm kind of amazed and confused that there are so many people who watch me. HP asks, have you seen The Incredibles 2? I have. It was fine. It was actually, yeah, like, it was enjoyable in many ways. Some weird things. Alleviation, and someone else says, are you planning on doing more bisexual or gay audios? Maybe. I don't know asks, estimated time for 1 million subscribers? Probably 10 years. I don't know. Fine Wolf asks, what is the weirdest song you've ever heard? Al. Albuquerque. Albuquerque. Nicole asks, do you ever listen to Hypnosis files or do you prefer not to switch? I don't really listen to Hypnosis files. Someone no one asks. That's actually a good tongue twister. Someone no one asks. Age? Question mark. Yes, I have. I'm 37, by the way. Erica asks, would you ever consider a shower with Sir file? I think I have a shower file, but maybe. Kevin asks, no one has yet. Shame on everyone. Can you do your robot voice? Becca Rose asks, boobs or butts? Yes, please. Philosopher asks, in one of your files you mentioned tapping on the head to drop someone. How does that work? Very well. It is a trigger you might have to set up though. Jin asks, are you doing hypnosis in real life as well? Yes, frequently. Oh, interesting. Ava asks, did the new GDPR affect you in any way? Yes, I got like a gazillion emails from every company that I've ever done anything with. As for the site, no, I do not have any tracking cookies or whatever on the site. So I didn't have to do anything. I actually did do some things just to make it even better. I improved the way that my statistics work on the site. So basically, all the things per day are aggregated to day totals, and there's nothing that you could get from that data anymore. Saran Girl asks, is there a limit to how deep one can go? Asdale state is considered to be one of the deeper states. Erica asks, how did you learn to improvise so well? You cannot learn improvisation from a book. Well, you can look at guides, but improvisation is stuff that you need to do. Do, and do more. And no, YouTube is not actually filtering dinner questions as spam. I'm just being teasy. Christarina asks, do you have a favorite style of induction? Not really. I enjoy variation. Nicole asks, have you ever guided a subject to an Asdale state? Once. It is something I would like to explore more at some point, but it takes some time. And I would say it takes some... it's a bit of a challenge to get there as well. Lizarius asks, sir, can you please make me feel all squirmy and fuzzy? Well, there's lots of files for that, but this is a gentle live. I'm also wondering if I want to do a live that is completely gentle, as in also I would not allow adult questions. I'm not sure yet. Erica asks, hugs, alsjeblieft? Maybe at the end. Speaking of the end, we have about 8 minutes remaining. Clever Nickname asks, is there a style of induction that's especially difficult to perform? Well, if an induction is difficult to perform, then it's not really useful as an induction. It's more to do that, like, not every person reacts the same way. For example, I've worked with a subject that cannot do physical inductions very well. So it requires a different approach. And yes, I am Dutch. Nenea Blue asks, hello. Nicole asks, I once told a hypnotist while in trance that I refused to wake up, but it never happened again. Is that indicative of a specific state of trance? Well, it can be, but it's not really known. And I can't say anything without more information. No one asks, do you do Halloween? Not really. Halloween isn't as big in the Netherlands as it is in the US or the UK, although there are some like places here and there. Gerard asks, what is your favorite book? I don't know. It's either the Discworld, well, it's not really book, more book series. It's either the Discworld series or the Hitchhiker's Guide of the Galaxy series. Nova Shadowfeather asks, are you a crazy mastermind? No. Me? No. I'm not crazy. Who is telling? He's calling me crazy. No one is supposed to call me crazy. Where are they? I will hypnotize them. HP asks, do you know any German tongue twisters? Not yet, but I'm sure that that's going to be a matter of time now. Carla Ray asks, if you had to live in any other country, which one would you choose to live in? I don't know. See, a couple of years ago I might have said the UK, but no. Alfredo Jones asks, are you going to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas this year? I don't know. I have seen the movie many, many, many times. Cyflo Mike Fanger asks, so how's Taking Over the World going? Made any progress lately? Are you implying that I'm trying to take over the world? Using hypnotized servants to do my bidding everywhere? I wouldn't do that. Thank you for being here and good night, Anna Menaholm. This is Halloween. Gerard asks, how much time do we have left? 4 minutes. Erica asks, may I be one of your minions? Well, if you have to ask. Let's not get too sidetracked by Nimja Inc. I'm sure that there will be Nimja Incorporated related files. Erica asks, why are you so cute? I have no idea. It's probably by accident. Caleb asks, are you actually hypnotizing us, or are you hypnotizing us to think that we're getting hypnotized? Well, you're close, but what's actually happening is that I imagine you getting hypnotized by words that maybe would otherwise hypnotize someone else, but not you, because you need different words to get hypnotized by something else that would probably happen at another time. Does that make sense? Cyflo Mike Fanger asks, can you enable live chat replay on the lives? I think it is enabled for the newer ones. Alleviation asks, do you want to tell us more about the eye surgery? Not much at the moment. It's not fully healed yet, but like distance is slightly fuzzy. Nenea asks, do you like the smell of fuel? Not particularly. Blaukraut bleibt Blaukraut und Brautkleid. Oh, all right, okay. That's a very nasty one. Brautkleid. What's your favorite Daft Punk song? I'm not sure. I don't know if I have one favorite. Why do you always have to pick one favorite when a lot of the music is good? Fleance asks, your voice is amazing to listen to. Do you intentionally alter the way you speak during hypnosis files versus the everyday speaking voice? So I change my voice according to the subject that I'm handling. Because when you project a feeling from the inside, like if you are more strict, you also hear it in the sound of my voice. Or if I'm more soft, you hear that as well. And if I'm more playful, you can hear that too. And this is all different from a normal speaking voice, because a normal speaking voice generally doesn't deal with like one specific emotion. Anyway, it is time. And now I've made several people shiver. Anyway. I do wish hugs upon everyone who would like to enjoy them. And I hope everyone had fun. This was Nimja Live. Good night and